Now there's fire on the mountain between the governor of Edo State and the Oba of Benin, Oba Iware II of Edo or of Benin Kingdom. Because right here it is serious because it says the Oba of Benin and Governor Obaseki, a showdown over looted artifacts by UK. Well, we'll bring you more details. We'll find out more about this report. But please ensure you subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, turn on the notification bell, like, and also share this video. You know, one surprising thing about this artifact is that I'm just wondering how these things are being brought into Nigeria, and they are not even being seized, nothing. They are returning them back to the same position to which they were before. I'm just so surprised that all of these artifacts are being returned back to the country, and now it is causing a little bit of problem to the governor and the traditional ruler of Edo State. Well, why is this happening? Well, I don't know, but like they said that all of these traditional things have an advantage and also a disadvantage. But anyway, guys, let us get into the details of this and see how this is actually causing trouble between these two. Except a compromise is reached, the Oba of Benin, Oba Iware II, and Edo State Governor Mr. Godwin Obaseki are heading for a showdown over the impending return by Germany and the United Kingdom of artifacts stolen from the Benin Palace in 1897 during a raid by the colonial invaders. The alternative, while the monarch favors the return of the artifacts to a museum to be built by the palaces within its premises, or in the alternative a museum to be built and managed by the federal and state government. The palace believes the governor prefers a private trust to take custody of and manage the ancient precious artworks. However, Godwin Obaseki told us that he was working on a tripartite agreement involving the federal and state government, the Oba of Benin, and a private trust that would manage the artifact on behalf of the palace and the people. I intend to work with the Oba of Benin in an argument that would be led by the federal government, he told he said, accusing a palace chief, Elemia Oseni, of misinforming the Reverend Monarch about his plans. He said he would straighten out things with the monarch on his return from Germany, where he and the Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lahi Mohammed, are currently negotiating and insisting on unconditional repatriation of the artifacts. Notwithstanding, the brewing quarrel in Benin may become public knowledge today as Oba Iware II addresses a historic press conference, the first ever, signposting the importance he attaches to the issue. It was also learned that the brewing crisis may replay the bitter aspect of the history of ancient Benin Kingdom dating back to the 1897 when Britain invaded the kingdom, subdued Oba Owarame, plundered and looted his palace and set him on exile. A Benin chief named Obaseki, said to be the great-grandfather of the current governor, was apprehended by palace historians as one of those who betrayed Oba Onwarame and made a British expedition on Sussex. A current standoff wherefore has a touch of history, a Benin chief told us last night, pointing out it is significant that another Obaseki is at play on this occasion. It was gathered that the following imminence of the return of the looted artifact by the UK government and Germany and French government, Obaseki came up with a grand plan to form a private trust not owned by the state government to take custody of the returning artifacts. His plan, is gathered, is to have the private trust build a museum of West African art in Benin, the state capital, and where the artifacts would be kept and curated. Legacy Restoration Trust, a private entity, learned. We also learned that since emerged, parading itself as authorized custodian of the artifacts, Obaiware too is said to have opposed this move on the ground that it would amount to private appropriation of the cultural heritage of his kingdom, while the monarch is said to be opposed by the area of the federal and state government taking custody of the artifacts by keeping it in a museum to be built by them. He expressed his objection to a private trust managing an ancient artworks. The position was well articulated in a statement by the Benin Traditional Council Secretary, Mr. Frank Irabo, and Executive Assistant Corporate and Legal Affairs, Mr. Dennis Osarete, disowning legacy, restoration, trust, and legacy and said and trust that is said that have been parading themselves as presumptive custodians of the incoming artifact. It said, for categorically clarification, these individuals or groups of persons are not known or authorized by the Oba of Benin, who is the original owner of the looted artifacts and the custodian of custom Benin customs. So, well, I believe the Benin knows and understand what all of those images mean to them, because back then, in so many years, even not in the 80s, back then, a lot of people have always loved all of this artwork. So, really, it is important that, they put all of this in place, because, the Oba of Benin and the governor, they can work hand in hand and do things together, so that those artifacts can really come back to Edo State. And they cost a whole lot of money, because some of them are pure gold and all of that. And I think the museum would make a whole lot of sense. So there's nothing to really argue about that. I believe making a good museum and placing those things there, because it's a whole lot, yes. And these guys have actually said it before, that it is a whole lot. Some are in the UK, some are in Germany, and some other places, and they have always said they are about to return it. So definitely there's more that they have to return. So I think the governors can work together, the governor and the Oba of Benin, so that those things can really come back, and they can also keep it safe for everyone. So guys, that is it. Thank you for listening. Drop your comment, give this video a thumbs up, and also share. Do have a pleasant time. Bye for now.